Hello, this is the second tutorial on making a Photoshop collage. This one's specifically for focus areas and it's focusing on the focus area of a non-apparel. So the first thing we're going to do is a little bit of housekeeping. If I scroll down on the right hand side here, I can see that I've got lots and lots of layers now. I've got a layer for each individual image that I've brought in, and that's perfect. That's exactly what we want. And they're all picture layers. So if it comes in as a smart object, you end up with a funny little square in the layer image here, and that shows you that it hasn't come in quite how we need it at the moment. So let me know if you're having trouble with that. The first thing I'd love you to do is to name all your layers. So if I go over to my move tool and I grab the man who's holding the baby here and just whiz him around, if you find that you can't pick things up easily, just go up and check that you've got auto select ticked. Okay, if you've got auto select ticked, then anything you click on should automatically be selected. When I grab the man with the baby carrier, that layer automatically goes grey, goes light grey. So I'm going to double click where it says layer 1 and I'm going to write baby carrier. So I know that that's what that is. And then I'm going to click on the eyeball and temporarily turn that off, just so that I can keep my workspace nice and clean and tidy and be able to work out what I'm doing. I'm going to go through that process with each of my different layers. So I'm going to click on these and work out what they are. So that's layer 8, that's my parachute. And so I'm going to go through and write that in and then just click. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and just pause this recording for a moment. I'm going to name all my layers. You go and label all of yours, and then we'll come back and do some more things. Okay, I'm back again after pausing the video for a little while. Hopefully by now you have labelled all of your layers like I have on the right hand side. Notice that they're still there, they haven't gone forever. When we click on the eyeball, the images come back again. The first thing I'd like to do is make my background a little bit more exciting. So I'm going to show you how to either give it some colour or to put an image onto it. So I'm going to go over here. This is my first layer, the one that automatically comes in when I open a new document, and it's locked. So I'm going to click on the padlock. So go down to that layer and click on the padlock. And then what I'm going to do is go up to Edit and Fill. So over here it shows you the shortcuts to be able to do this. So it's worth starting to memorize. If I press Shift F5, it will automatically take me to the Fill menu, which is this one here. And I could choose to go to Color. So click on the drop-down menu and go to Color. And I could use the slider to choose any number of different colors in this spectrum here. So I could click on a color and click OK, and then click OK, and it will give my background a colour. Now I decided that actually I would like a sky as my background, so I went onto Google and I found a really clear non-pixelated image of a sky. So I used Tools, Size and Large in Google Images to make sure I got a really good quality image. And so what I need to do is resize this so that it covers my entire background. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom out so that I can see all of my background. So I'm going to do Control, or if you're on a Mac, it's Command minus. Then I'm going to grab that background, so make sure you're on the right layer. And I need to do Control T, or if you're on a Mac, Command T. so that I get this, what we call a bounding box around the image. And then I can go to the very corner, any corner you want, and I'm going to drag this out and make it so that it covers all of my background. Now, because it's a slightly different dimension, it is going to overlap, but that's okay. I want it to do that so I don't end up with any weird bits on the edges. Once I've got it where I want it, I can move it around to get the clouds in different places. Once I've got it where I want it, I simply hit enter or return, and my background is in place. Now, at the moment, my background layer, if I look over on the right hand side on my layers panel, my background is actually sitting over the top of the backpack and the baby carrier. And that means that if I turn these on, I won't be able to see them. So what I need to do is I need to left click on my layer here, and I need to slide it down so that it's at the bottom, so that my baby carrier and my backpack are sitting above the sky. So I'm going to turn on one layer at a time so that it doesn't get too confusing. I want you to notice that a lot of the images I've chosen have got white backgrounds, and I did that on purpose because I feel like for my collage that's going to actually give me a better result. I'll zoom in now on the image that I want to edit and play with, and the first thing I want to do is get rid of the white background. In order to do that, I'm going to go over here to the left hand side where my tools are, and I'm going to go to the fourth one down. I'm going to right click and I'm going to choose the magic wand tool. The magic wand tool is really good if we've got solid colors that we want to select. So because this is a plain white background, if I click on it, it's going to select everything that's white. And then what it hasn't done is it hasn't selected these bits here or the bit under his arm. So if I hold down the shift key, I can also select those at the same time. Don't worry if you forget, we can always go back. I'll show you how that works. So once we've got that selected, I need to either hit backspace or delete. Both will do the same thing, and that will get rid of the background. So if I now press Control or Command D, that will get rid of the running ants. But I can see here that I've forgotten this bit under his arm, so I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to, sorry, I just used Control or Command plus to zoom in. And then I'm going to click on the white bit that I want to get rid of and go backspace to get rid of the running ants. Control or Command D, and now I can zoom back out again. To get my page back to its normal size, I just use Control 0 or Command 0 if you're on a Mac. I'm going to go up to the Move tool and I'm going to move him. When I have figures that look as though their legs have been cut off, I quite like to put them near the edge or on something so that I don't have someone with no legs sitting in mid-air. I just feel like that looks a bit strange. So I'm going to put him down here and I'm going to make him a little bit bigger for the time being. I might come back and change that later. And then I'm ready to work on my next piece. The next one I'm going to do is my backpack. So I'll turn that on. Now, straight away, what I've noticed is my backpack is the same color as my background. So the first thing I'm going to do is go through the same process of getting rid of my white background. So using my magic wand tool, holding down the shift key and left clicking again to get rid of the things that I want to get rid of. Control or Command D to get rid of my running ants. Now my bag doesn't look very good because it just blends into my background, but I do like the bag. So I'm going to keep the bag and I'm going to use Photoshop to change the color of it. So making sure that I'm still on the backpack layer, I'm going to go up to Image at the top, then down to Adjustments. Then I'm going to go over to Hue and Saturation. Now these are pretty exciting tools and things that you can use here. So by all means have a play with them. But let's start with hue and saturation. And once I'm in here, if I move the slider, I can choose a different colour for my bag. So I'm going to choose a bright green. I can also make it darker or lighter, but I think I'm just going to leave it like that. When I'm happy with it, I just click OK. So why don't you have a go at getting rid of the background and placing a couple of your items onto your collage so that you're ready to learn some new tips and tricks and techniques. Then come back for tutorial number 3 to learn some more skills.